Hello there, and welcome to today's presentation about apps that make the blended classroom rock. This recording was done previously for Hilliard U Day in Hilliard, and it has the hosts of Kelly Riley and myself, Kara Rip. We hope that you enjoy learning a little bit about 4 fabulous apps for assessment in the classroom. That is Kahoot, Booklet, Quizlet, and Quiz. Thanks for listening.
A link to this. Oh, look at that. We're recording now.
Yeah, I record.
Thanks, Kara. I did throw a link to that in the chat so that you can refer back to this later. Each of these websites has pluses and minuses. They're all really similar in a lot of ways, and then there are some small differences. So as we're kind of going through and showing you these websites, think about how you're going to want to use these with your kiddos, and that will help you determine which one is going to be the best tool for you at any given time. We are going to get started with a Kahoot today. Are a lot of you familiar with Kahoot? Probably. It's been around for a while. Yep. On your device, go ahead and navigate to kahoot.it. And then, Kara, if you'll let me take over screen sharing. Thank you. And my Google. All right. Let some more people in. All right, so here's what the Kahoot login screen looks like if you've never logged in as a teacher before. I started using Kahoot long before they had a continue with Google option. So I have my HBOE email that I use for Kahoot. Anytime a website has that login with Google option, I recommend you use that because it's just one less password you have to remember and it keeps things nice and streamlined. I was ahead of the curve apparently when I started using Kahoot.
So smart. I love you.
Something like that. My first impressions of Kahoot here are that this is very cluttered, and I get these pop-ups. They're constantly wanting me to upgrade to premium, which I do not want to do, maybe later. This is always popping up. But Kahoot itself is a really great tool. Up here at the top, this is your main menu. You've got home, you've got the discover area, which they have tons and tons of pre-made Kahoots here. They even have some premium partners that I haven't had time to explore a whole lot of, but there's some fun like Marvel Science things in here. And then your own library, which I have some things that I've made in the past. You'll have a space for drafts. And then today we're going to play one of my favorites that I chose from the library, which is Good News of the Week. And Kahoot puts these out every week. They say they're kid friendly. They're not necessarily like elementary information friendly, but it's still interesting stuff if you're a current events fan. Once you open it up, you can see here the settings, how this is all put together. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit play. And then here you can see we have both an in-person option, which is teach, or an asynchronous option, which is assign. Kahoot didn't used to have this, and now they do. You know, after 5 years, they've upgraded a lot of different things and given us more options. So today we're going to play in person, and so I'm going to click on teach.
All right, so right now, those of you that have your second device, make sure you're going over to kahoot.it. And then we're going to get ready and type in a code so we can all play together.
I'm going to play a classic game. Oh, I think I forgot to hit that sound option. Do you hear my sound?
Oh, no, I hear your sound. Do you want to stop sharing in the?
Yep. You even reminded me yesterday.
Oh, look, now I can see everyone's faces. Hi, friends. Oh my gosh, look at that. I see beautiful friend faces. Okay, actually, I'm really happy that you forgot to check the box, and then I saw all those beautiful faces, so that worked out.
All right, now can you hear my Kahoot sound?
Yes.
Super.
Oh, look, there were more already in there. Yeah. All right, so the game pin number, if you can't see it because you're playing on one device, it's 4385019. You probably have already figured this out if you've used Kahoot in the past or you're just now looking at it. It's really nice and handy for kids to use their real names, not made up names, so that as a teacher at the end of this, you can see who did what, so you can get a little bit of feedback from this tool. Great for entrance slips, exit slips. Fabulous tool to gather information.
So once you're in the game, the interface is a lot cleaner. It's that back end teacher side that to me is just like kind of a cluttered mess. But that's not a deal breaker for using the tool.
Yeah.
Give it another couple minutes for people to join. Seconds.
So that code again, if you're trying to type it in, it's 438-5019, and I'm putting it in the chat if you need to look at it in the chat as well.
Okay, I think we've kind of slowed down on people joining, so I'm going to go ahead and start the game.
Let's do it.
There we go. All right, good news of the week. First question. Is it going? So on your device, you'll just click on the corresponding answer that you think it is.
You got some answers?
Yep.
That's great.
Nice. Very cool. Then we can see how many people answered right, what other people answered, and then we can have a little conversation about it, or I can just hit next. And let's see the scoreboard. Pam is in the lead. Well done, Pam. Moving on. And then another cool feature of Kahoot that not all of the tools have is in between question slides, there can be information slides that don't have a question. So this is, a little teachable moment. There's a fact down here: magma's temperature affects its viscosity. We could talk about what viscosity means. Let's chill out a bit and let's play the floor is lava. We can't really do that virtually, but okay. So just another feature of Kahoot there.
Show them down, right now.
Sorry.
Oh, you're okay. Go ahead and play the game, friends. But you probably noticed that it still had the pin number down below, so that if you have a kid that's walking in because maybe they just got back from a pullout or something, they can instantly join the game and pick up right where, obviously they're gonna have to get some #1 hits for answers to make up that point difference, but they can still at least walk in and participate mid-game. So that's really nice. That's a nice feature.
Mm-hmm. That might be a feature you can turn on and off, late joining. I don't remember.
There is a lot of customization here. Yeah.
All right. Ooh, we didn't do so well on this question. This is something we'll have to review as class. All right. Pam, it looks like is still in the lead. Let's move on. Here's a true or false. So we have two different options in the free version of Kahoot. We have multiple choice and we have true and false. And then those info slides in between.
I will say that playing this with children, it's, we're not reading the question to you, but you obviously as an educator want to be reading that question out loud, and probably even the choice answers just to help some of your kiddos.
And you can adjust how long each slide lasts. So if it's something that's going to take a little longer to read and process, you can make that question give a little more time. All right, has our leaderboard changed? Ooh, I see some rising stars here. Gwen, nice. Here we go. Oh, wow. Up 9 places at the bottom. Roseanne is the highest climber. Good job, Roseanne.
Good job, Roseanne.
If you look up here at the screen, it's going to reveal this picture a little at a time. So if you know what directors look like, this might actually give you the answer. It's pretty cool.
I epically failed this yesterday when we were practicing this. All right. I had no clue who this was. And I think of those picture reveal questions, that would be really nice, especially if you're in music and you're having kids review different kinds of musical instruments, or if you know, like maybe perhaps like you're studying different places on a map, right? And like you're trying to guess like what's the name of that country, or I don't know. I think that's really
Mhm.
that'd be helpful.
Yeah,
Lean forward.
it is a cool feature. All right, let's see. Ooh, a couple more rising stars here. Good job, team. Let's move on. Here's a little more information about everybody's favorite director, Wes Anderson.
Choo
All right,
choo.
another quiz.
Hydrogel tablet. You're fine. Okay, I'm just saying once again, Kelly.
I know.
I could be a lot of the, except for the
It
petroleum.
could be a variety of clear
like
liquid.
that, but methane clear and all
All right.
It's great.
I love this
Ooh,
leaderboard.
I know.
Paul, it's climbing. Good job, Paul. Another true or false. This one should be pretty easy if you've been paying attention to the news.
I will tell you that I've seen in classrooms where teachers have not only just played this as individuals, but they play it as a table group. So that then they're working together as a team. So that then, you know, helps with some of the collaboration.
Look at that. All stars. Everybody got this one right. People have been paying attention. All right.
I know. Rachel says that the links won't work. I'm gonna check that out while you're doing.
Okay. Oh boy, Pam fell out of the lead. Oh my goodness, it's an upset.
I'm going to try resharing those of you that are getting those docs. They were all, one was set to anyone with Hilliard City Schools can click on the link, so I changed it to anyone with the link. But that should all work. Yeah.
Here's another one where it reveals the answer slowly.
I love the picture reveal. But you could do that for like characters in a book, settings.
For the first time. All right. Here's the podium. Chris, third place. Congratulations. Jen, and first place.
First place.
And a major upset, Rachel.
Good job, Rachel. Ooh, runners up, Roseanne and Paul. Good job, Roseanne and Paul.
Awesome. Okay, then I got to remember how to view the data.
Yep. So as a teacher, like I would stop showing the next part, because the next part is what you want to keep to yourself and not have other kids look at.
So here it shows me, you know, some difficult questions, things that a lot of people got wrong. And then when I go to view the full report, it even reminds me, have you stopped screen sharing so that kids don't see everybody else's data? But since we're all teachers here, we'll view the report so you can see what that looks like. We're all friends here.
We're all friends. It's all good.
All right. So I can see a summary. Matthew is apparently struggling, so I'll reach out to Matthew and do a little small group with you. You can see again here the difficult questions, and then I can break it down.
I logged in late.
Okay. I understand. We'll talk. I can see
all right,
here
later today in your house.
Exactly. We already have an appointment. I can see how everybody did, how many correct answers they got. If anybody didn't answer a question, what their final score was. I can see more down here. And we have a big class. There's a lot of data here. So let's see, what else was there? You can sort different ways. You can sort by rank. You can sort by unanswered versus answered. So I can see who joined late perhaps, or who zoned out. If anybody didn't finish, I can just see those folks. And then I can also see the breakdown by questions. So it's a lot of quick, easy data. You could screenshot this, to look at later. I think it just stays in my reports as well. So again, this is a quiz that I just pulled from Kahoot's library. It's all just multiple choice and true false in the free version, but it's not a bad tool for a quick review, or even to intro, kind of a group pre-assessment. It is limited in that it's rewarding speed and accuracy. That's it. So if some kids are slow processors, they're never going to win. That might be hard for some kids, and for just thinking about your learners. But
playing as a team might work best in that situation.
Right. Yep, but it's not a bad tool overall. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing so Kara can jump in next.
Yep. All right, so we get to share a little bit more here. Our next app that we're going to look at, this one is Quizlet. So Quizlet, let me give you the gravy here on it. This is not an assessment tool. So what we were just witnessing with Kahoot, that's a really great, quick, formative assessment. But Quizlet is really more of just a down and dirty study tool. Once again, when you are logging in as a teacher to create, you want to make sure you use your Hilliard credentials. And they do have like a teacher support page. So that link is there for you as well. So let's go ahead. I'm going to show you just a little bit like what it does look like, because you don't want to play flashcards. Like legit, this is the only thing like I can equate Quizlet to is like your teacher gave you a stack of flashcards and taught you 5 different games that you can play. Now, is that a bad thing? No. So I'll show you here a little bit about what Quizlet is. All right. So once you get logged in, you've got this awesome little teacher dashboard here. You can see that I have a space science one, and then I have a first grade life science one as well. When you are a student and your teacher has shared this experience with you, I'm going to hide all of you guys' beautiful faces for a moment. There we go. Over here on the left, these are all the activities that you can play with your flashcards. Okay, so you can do just straight flashcard review. So like, here's the terminology, and there's the definition. So it's just like flipping your flashcard back and forth. There is the learn one. So when I tap learn, this game that you can do is kind of like a multiple choice test. So it's giving you the definition. What's
an
nice,
imaginary line that passes through the Earth's center at its north and south poles.
So it can read to you. So that's really nice. And then it can orbit there. Did you hear that, by the way? I forgot if I clicked the box or not.
Yeah,
I did. Oh, good. All right. I'm going to pause that because you don't need to learn all the flashcards for Earth and space science. So that's what flashcards and learn is. The next activity that you can do with your flashcards in Quizlet is to write with them. This one's a little bit tricky, and I will tell you, I'm not a big fan of this unless you are looking for accurate practice of spelling of the words, which if I think about a foreign language and knowing how to write the different verb conjugates, like, gosh, like, yeah, that's going to work really well for you. So, you have to think about, well, what is that one? So if you're a kid and you just type in, I think it might be lunar, I don't know, and you're like, oh no, you didn't get that one, there are built-in feedback. So I do like this app just in like, if you get something wrong, it's going to say nope, but notice how down here at the bottom, it is telling you the correct answer. So that I do like. I'm going to go back and show you another one of the study activities. So that was write, and then it has spell. So ready, I'm going to go to spell. So this time, you're just going to type what you hear.
Tides.
And so now you're going to think about, what was it?
Tides.
I think I heard times. I don't know. And then like you type in the answer and it'll tell you, how did you, oh, no,
tides.
correct.
T-I-D-E-S.
There you go. So you get
tides
there. All right. Now notice how on that one, had I actually read the definition, I probably would have been able to figure out what was being said to me. So, all right, so we've done flashcard, we've done learn, we've done write, that was spell. The test function with your flashcards looks like this. It's gonna go back to spell because it hadn't loaded.
Yeah,
Oh,
it loads slow.
It did.
Oh, it
Hooray.
did go.
I know, it was a little clunky yesterday when I was doing this. All right, so this one's just like you're taking a test, but you have to, yet again, type your answer. And it has to be typed specifically accurately. Like it's just gotta be the correct way. So like the Earth's path around the sun, what is that? Oh, I don't know. One revolution. Now, I will say I did not write this one. It's it gives the answer. I would not give the answer in the definition, by the way. So that was a bad write on that one, but I did not write this flashcard.
I noticed down there was a print test option. Do you know if that would print as a PDF? Because that's something you could throw in Canvas if it was a PDF.
It does. So it downloads for you, and then you can have a paper version of the activity so that kids can play a paper version of it as well. So, yep.
Cool.
All right, the next one, I will say this one's my favorite out of just using flashcards, like flip back and forth. I really enjoy the matching game where you're matching like you're reading describing the sun. What is that word? And like you're looking around and you're like, ooh, it's solar. And when you drag it, it goes away. Notice how over here on the left, it's timing you. But if like you make a wrong match, so like describing the moon is revolution. Nope. So you're getting the feedback and then you're just trying to make the matches until you get all of them. I will say like for this one, this would be great for like when you get done, you can take a screenshot and then you can show your time of like, look, I did this practice activity, and you could submit your screenshot of your time in your assignment in Canvas. The last one, it is like their attempt of a game plus their hearts. It is gravity. This one makes me feel very anxious because you're trying to beat. So I'm going to say make it easy. And I want to be able just to type in the term instead of writing a whole definition, because there's no way I'd be able to do that. And let's just get started. So start my game. Notice how I could have only practiced my starred ones. So if like I knew that there were words on my flashcards I'm struggling with, I could only play this with my starred ones. Oh no, caused by the reflection of the eye. Oh, I don't know. There you go. And it's like, oh no, like it'll give you feedback as well, but you have to wait for the asteroid to hit your planet. And you're like, oh no, the correct one was moon phases. So once again, you're getting feedback right there, which is nice. But I will tell you that, you know, if you're looking for a kiddo to like, they need support in the definition being read to you, this does not read to you other than the word for like the spell, like it tells you the word that you're supposed to spell. However, you know, you can highlight and then have it speak to you. So that is a function that does work. So if you're looking for some accessibility functions built into the Quizlet, it doesn't have it built in, you would just use the natural native accessibility functions there.
Can I interrupt for a second?
Yeah.
In the chat, Caitlin asked if we've ever done Quizlet live. She says it's pretty cool.
I have not.
Caitlin, if you're comfortable, do you want to unmute and tell us a little about your experience?
So I haven't done it in a few years, but it used to be like you would have the sets and it groups students together and they try and answer the questions together. I'm sorry, I'm in Hernan's room, so I'm hearing myself talk. Very weird. But you can like start as a teacher, you can start a Quizlet live and then it like groups the students randomly and they're all on teams. And so then they have to like work together to try and figure out the definitions or the words that match the definitions. And they have to like use each other's iPads, like, cause some of the definitions will only come up on one of the team members' iPads and they have to try and like talk it out. And
so that would be you couldn't really do that virtually.
Yeah, you could not. Nope. Because with the free version, like it won't let you make the teams even. So like you couldn't even do like a breakout room type of deal, but you have to like it makes the teams for you.
That sounds cool.
That sounds
Yeah.
cool. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that awesome tidbit. That's awesome.
Again, I haven't done it in a couple years, so it could be totally different now. So
I love
Worth
it.
looking
just
into.
I might be sharing
Cool.
useless information.
That's all right. That's all right. All right. So that was Quizlet in a nutshell. Let's go ahead. We're going to hop on over to Blookit. Kelly, go ahead and hook us up with a little bit of knowledge about Blookit real fast before we go experience
Sure
it.
thing. So Blookit is new to me this year. My 4th grade daughter came home pumped about Blookit, and I know her teacher is on here. So Gwen, if you need to chime in, feel free. But she, like, we practice multiplication facts pretty frequently at home. She's, 4th grade, that's a skill they needed to keep practicing. And she's like, I'm tired of flashcards. Can we play Blookit? And I'm like, I've seen this in classrooms, but I haven't really dug into it. And so, yeah, we play Blookit at home, just she and I sometimes. And Blookit, I would say the main drawback of Blookit is that it's only multiple choice questions, but kids love it because it's super gamified. It rewards more than just speed. There's some strategy involved, and then there's also some luck involved. I see Denise in the chat saying her own kids love it too. So it's kind of the new thing that I was introduced to recently. So we are going to play a multiplication Blookit. Yay.
Cool.
So on your second device, go to just blookit.com/play or blookit.com, and then there'll be an option to join a game.
Cool. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing so that then Kelly, you can share so we can get that share code up.
All right, share sound is on. And this is one that I do log in with Google. And already this is a nice clean interface. Over here is kind of the menu of my stuff, and at the top is the menu of Blookit stuff. So there's a play option, discover, which is where I found this multiplication facts, which is very popular, 15 million plays. My dashboard, where you can create stats of games. There's a market option. If kids sign in with their Google, they can stack up their like rewards and buy new blooks, which blooks are little avatars that you'll see in just a minute. Here are my blooks. And I have actually purchased this Frankenstein guy with my fake money and my settings. So I'm going to go back to my dashboard.
So far, like all of the apps that we've shown you, each one of them have public forum areas. Now, I will say that all those you can also make private, so you don't have to share out what it is that you make, and that's a nice feature.
Yep. So I am going to host, and it opens up a new tab where I can choose lots of different game modes. This one is ending soon, Candy Quest, but that's one my daughter likes. And when you click on it, it gives you a little bit of extra information about it. So this one is rewarding speed primarily. I like how it says speed and spookiness, but it's really just speed. And this one where it says host game is only available in a live session. Phishing Frenzy is one that's speed and luck. So when a kid or a participant answers a question correctly, they get a fish, and sometimes the fish is a small fish and sometimes the fish is a big fish. And the goal of this game is to have the most pounds of fish in the end. So there's not just the speed element, there's also a luck element, which is kind of fun. We're gonna play Cafe today, which this HW button means you can assign it for homework. So it's that's that asynchronous option. But we're gonna play it live.
Wait, before you give them the code, remember how I failed playing this yesterday?
Yes.
Because let me tell you how I learned this the hard way. I was like, oh no, I'll be able to do it. Kelly would tell me no. So when she gives you the code, you got to watch the little tutorial video that's going to pop up on your device so that you understand what the rules are. Because otherwise you're going to, like, Kelly beat me yesterday so bad playing this. So
yeah. So this one is correct. So it's accuracy and strategy. I'm going to limit us to a 4-minute game. 3 minutes was not quite long enough to really get a feel for it when we practiced it yesterday. So the point of the game is to have the most money at the end. So you'll have to answer correct questions and then give food to the people at the counter, and they'll pay you for that food. And then as the game goes on, you can use the money they're paying you to upgrade your cafe and sell higher dollar items. So once I hit host now and the code pops up, that is really loud.
That is some loud jazzy music.
I'm gonna
All right, so that
turn it
code
down a little
again
bit.
is 945190. I'm putting it there in the chat for you as well. And then we'll get ready to hop in and play some Look It together. Ooh, look at them. They're all picking their little characters. I love it.
You can change your look avatar if you want. Is the volume okay on your side, guys?
Yeah, sounds
Okay.
So Kelly and I were talking two things. Like if you're going to be playing a lot of these in the classroom as their live components, it might be smart to have your kids either save the link to their home screen or create like a little QR code there in your room so then they can scan to go to the website so then they can easily type in the code. So saves you a little bit of time there.
All right.
Or you can link to it in your Canvas course.
Right. Yeah, because there's a copy joined link over here as well. Let's see. Anything in the chat? Nothing.
I think it's about everyone. There's 29, 28.
Yep.
So.
Okay, let's get started. So again, when the tutorial shows up on your second device, it's not going to be on the main screen. Take a look at it before you start playing so that you have the best chance. I rather enjoy this cafe music.
It's very, very lovely. You can eat a little snack.
Mm-hmm.
So what we have right now, this is the leaderboard, right? So like while it's happening in the room, this is what you can watch the progress of everything.
Yep, and I can also see kind of a play-by-play. I can see Chris upgraded his cereal. Rachel and Denise upgraded their cereal. So as people collect money, they can upgrade and then have a higher earning potential. So there's a bit of strategy involved.
Which I epically failed at yesterday. Notice how once again, in playing this as a live game, the ID numbers, they're still at the top. So if you have kids joining late, they can hop right in and play. I will say that it feels a lot calmer. Like it's not, I don't feel
As
so
frantic.
rushed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
that's
go ahead.
I was going to say, that's one reason I think my daughter likes this. She doesn't like speed games. Like it stresses her out. And so the fact that this is a little more strategy and a little less about speed is up her alley.
I love the fact that there's so many asynchronous options now versus playing all of these live, so that, if you have a kiddo that's sick or, someone this could be done throughout a week. Like this could be a game that you play week long, and then by Friday, let's see how things rolled out.
I think this one is fun. Specifically, it shows us the running tally of how much money our class has earned in their cafes. It might be a class goal to, beat a certain amount of money each time. I don't know if the other games have a similar, feature on their main screen. I think it would be fun with your class, especially if you're practicing something on the regular, to do each type of game and see which mode the kids like best.
Yeah. I think just keeping it fresh and giving variety is helpful. And you're getting feedback from all of these tools as the teacher, because you're like, oh, this is going to inform me for small group instruction.
Mm-hmm. Look at these folks really selling up a storm. Impressive.
But Kelly, I guess the hardest part really is, okay, it gives us the information. It's the next steps, right? Like taking the time to do the next steps. Like creating these tools in our jammies on our couch at night is one thing, but taking the next step, because, things pop up. That's the hardest part.
Wow.
Okay.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Look at
1
these
minute
totals.
left. Oh,
Yep.
man.
Big money.
I know, we've got friends in the thousands. That's amazing.
$5 cafes going on.
Oh. I still think everyone's beat me for my play yesterday. I epically failed at the strategy.
We also only played 3 minutes yesterday. This is a
I
4-minute
also
game.
failed at reading the directions. Like, I cannot stress enough. You should have, like, tell your kids, read the directions. Now, Kelly, did you find, like, can you highlight the text? I don't know if you tested that. I didn't test
Like
that
here?
yet. Yeah,
Like that?
The direction. No, like things to
Oh.
read for you as a kid. Like, if you couldn't read the directions,
I don't know.
I didn't know if that was a built-in feature or not.
And I don't
What's
have
that?
a game
is just
going.
Yeah.
Just a few seconds left. Game over. All right. How did we do? Nice. All right. And then up here again, I can view the reports. You guys are good at multiplication. Impressive.
These are awesome.
I can see the leaderboard down here, how everybody did from a money standpoint on the side, and then also from a question answering standpoint, I can see who clicked the wrong thing. Let's see, where else? Can I see specific data? Yes, that's right. For detailed game reports, you have to upgrade. Yeah, but I can see at a glance who's struggling, who's doing a really good job, and then also who has good strategy for their game. So that is look it. And then let's see, was there something in the chat down there?
No, I just reshared our slides and the app
Okay.
comparison chart as we continue on, since we've had some friends leave and come back. So just wanted to share that back out with everyone.
Denise shared earlier, the games each have different rules, so it's good to start with just a few or use this, go back to the same 1 or 2 so that kids get good at those rules. That's a good tip, Denise. Thank you.
Good tip.
All right, let me stop sharing.
All right, so now we're gonna hop over to our final assessment tool, and we're gonna look over at Quiz for today. Quiz, here's the gravy of it. I keep using the word gravy. It is an assessment tool that gives students feedback. I really enjoy, like, when I say, like, which of these today is the cat's meow that gives you the most options, I think it's Quizzes. And it just allows a lot of features of tracking and using. Once again, when you're trying to log in and create, use your Google credentials. One of the things that I thought was interesting with this website, if you're just thinking of overall, like, how do I get help? I can't remember how to do something. It has a built-in AI button for help versus like a specific help page. So you tap the little help button and it's just like in Google Docs when you're like, how do I make labels? It takes like the keywords and tries to help you the best that it can, which sometimes that was frustrating when I was trying to figure some things out, but for the most part, that was a helpful tool. So we're gonna hop over and look at Quiz now, and let's see here. Oh no, you know what I did?
What?
I know exactly what I did. I need to hit escape. Boom, I hit the wrong button. All right, so now let's go on over to Quizzes. All right, so once you get logged into Quizzes, this is your teacher board, your dashboard. One of the things that I noticed right away where it was like, this is your organization. I was like, what on earth is it talking about? All of these have the paid premium features. And I found out that, like, what was cool is just by typing in my name of my school, it showed me that we had some educators that were here at my school that were using it, which is neat. Because if I think about, like, oh, if I wanted to work with them and partner or get some help, that's a great thing that I can look at. You can set up classes. I will say that, you know, the classes part is a little clunky. You don't have to set up a class to be able to get feedback and use this tool. So I will say that if you're just looking at trying to create something real fast and then get it out to your kids, that is a feature. All the items that we shared with you today, none of them have an LTI possibility to connect into your Canvas world except for Quizzes. And right now this one's locked just because we don't have one of those paid subscription plans. So just know that that is a possibility there.
So LTI, in case you're not familiar, just means like Canvas will grade and keep the data for you from these other tools. So like Flipgrid has an LTI connector where you can grade the Flipgrids within Canvas. But you can always share the links to these tools within Canvas and use Canvas as your hub to get kids out there. It just won't do that data part for you in Canvas.
Right. Awesome. All right. So when I go over to my library, these are the quizzes that I've made. You can see like, oh, I started this, like, I didn't realize that I had tried something in for digital wellness, but obviously I didn't get too far because I had 0 questions there. So today we're going to go hop into character or setting quizzes for today. Notice how we've got the live or the assigned, the asynchronous option here available as well. We'll talk about the edit button and what are our different question options. I will tell you that that's why I love this tool the most, is the amount of question options. Unlike Kahoot, you've just got true or false. And with our last one that Kelly shared with us, look at, that's just multiple choice only, like you're just doing drill kill. So let's go ahead. We're going to start a live game here today. And we're going to play classic so that actually we're going to do, I want to do this one, right? Yeah, the instructor pace, because then I'm controlling the pace so that like we're all going through it together. Notice though that kids can go through at their own pace, so that I just love the customization. Like I keep saying this, that I like this tool the most. It has a lot of buttons, which can be overwhelming, but I love the customization. So I don't want
Quizzes has been around. Sorry, Quizzes has been around for a while, and I first started using Quizzes because it had that asynchronous capability that Kahoot did not have when Kahoot first came out. So Quizzes has really stayed ahead of the curve from the time they've, you know, been available.
Yeah, I love it. Notice how you do have a lot of options here to customize, like a timer, leaderboard, all that, playing the jazzy music. So we'll go ahead and we'll play our quick 3-1. So this one, the URL is joinmyquiz.com. Once you get there, you're going to enter in today's code of 143769. And notice how that I could share via, so all of these, once again, you can share the link in your hub of your Canvas course, and then kids can hop right in there as well directly. All right, getting all of our participants in, looking good. All right, so Kelly was testing your multiplication facts. This time I'm testing your kindergarten, first grade understanding of the keywords. What is a character and what is a setting? All right, we've got 16 friends in. We've slowed down, 18, 19.
You'll notice on your player screen that you have some themes that you can choose from to customize your own view, which is unique to Quizzes.
It is very unique. All right, we slowed down at 23, so we're going to go ahead and start sharing. Here we go. Let's start our quizzes. Epic. All right, so is this a character or a setting? Now, as you play this, you have the option for it to read the question to you, which is one of the things that I like. I like that. All right. So,
Kara, can you turn your computer volume down a little bit?
Yeah.
It's a little loud. Thank you.
All right, so everyone got it right. Good job. Notice though that I can change back and forth of like what I want to look at, just like Kahoot in between questions. So, all right, let's go on to the next question. I've got participant view. I can do the chart view while it's all happening. There we go, all done. Good job. And ooh, we got. There we go. Good job, team. All right, so we've got the feedback. Now, next question. Mark all of the characters. I will say that this question alone makes my heart giggle and happy, because before you were just doing like a multiple choice, and now all of a sudden you're doing like a selector of like all the possible answers. Which, once again, I just love this app for its functionality of the variety of questions that you can ask. Making some people think. Hope you got Nuffle Bunny. Those of you that are in the secondary world, you might not know who Nuffle Bunny is. So.
It's Knuffle Bunny.
Oh, time's up. once again, you're going for speed and accuracy on this. Like, it's not. But we could control the speed of it as well. So got some feedback. This is, once again, you can pause, have a little mini talk with your class of, oh, let's, so I like this for even a mid-unit review, like check-in of like understanding, not just at the beginning or an ending, like an exit slip or anything like that. So, all right, let's go ahead. And that's the last question. Do I want to end it? Yes, indeed, because we want to see the teacher side of this experience. So on the teacher side, it's going to give me some information and who our winners are, so we can celebrate. Good job, Matthew, Holly, and Caitlin. But notice how, look, we've got so many at mastery level. It's a mastery party. What? It's just, this is just jazzy. Like, this app is like the Cast Me Out. It just has a lot. Now, once again, here is the part that, you would want to stop sharing and you want to take time to look at on your end as a teacher. Like, okay, who struggled? Who can I pull for some small group? And it's what you do with all of these, right? Like, the data that is given to you is fabulous, but if you aren't going to use it to help guide your instruction, then using these tools is kind of worthless in the end. So I can look at then specifically like what my questions were, and then, the overall correct, incorrect ratios there as well. All right, I'm going to go ahead and exit this because really, before we start taking some questions, I wanted to show you when you are in the build mode. Once again, you can keep these as private. You can keep these as public so that you can share them directly. But when I'm in a Quiz and I tap the edit button, and I'm going to tap a new question. This is the part that I think is the Cast Me Out. You get a variety of question options. So you played multiple choice and checkbox, but you also have the option to fill in a blank. You can do polling with students. You can do open-ended, and then they have the new feature here of the slide, which is great, of just giving you down and dirty information, which Kahoot, Kelly had that with the lava one too. Mm-hmm. So I will say that you got to remember that you can't just like save it. Like, you have to make sure you publish it so that then it's ready to go live. There's just a few little extra steps. I will say that, some of these interfaces have a lot of buttons and a lot of things to go through. I like that this has down here a quiz quality score. So it's trying to help remind you of like how to make your quiz is a little bit better, which, I mean, it's nice just to have that little built-in support. So overall today,
we're right at 11 o'clock.
You got it.
So, yep. I know if you guys need to go ahead. But we wanted to pop this back up here to show you. And if anybody wants to stay and hang out and ask a couple questions, I could stay for 5-10 minutes, Kara. I don't know about you.
Yeah, no, I can too. And I will reshare those Google Docs and the slides for all of you there as well, if you want to grab those. What's handy is just this comparison sheet, like knowing what your tools and options are out there, and just what's the right tool for my class at that moment in time. So thanks for coming today. We hope that you had fun. You guys were awesome, an awesome crowd of playing. So we appreciate you being vulnerable and hopping in there and playing with us today as well.
Fun.